Greetings, I'm Curt Fonger for South Florida Homes and Lifestyles. We have lots in store for you today, including great community highlights, spotlights, ways to appreciate the value of your home, and more. And it all starts right now. Stay with us.
Jupiter Island, natural, luxurious, quiet, perhaps the quietest community in coastal Florida, just the way the 800 or so permanent residents want it. The population more than doubles in season, but still quiet. The town is over 60 years old, but the town history proudly dates itself to 1815 and a land grant by the King and Queen of Spain that included a narrow barrier island that stretched 9 miles from the St. Lucie Inlet to the Jupiter Inlet in what is now Martin County. In the 1920s, plans were to develop this as a sort of Hollywood East, bringing filmmakers and movie stars here to what would be called Picture City. That land boom went bust, and Jupiter Island evolved pretty much as you see it now. Large homes with lush landscaping. Oh, there's a golf course and club, police and fire, and a few businesses, but just a few, and just local. Sorry, there's no post office. The taxable value of Jupiter Island is placed at $2 billion. With only 2.5 square miles of land between the Atlantic and the Intracoastal, that's a value of more than $1 million an acre.
By the way, if you want to see the homes of Jupiter Island, the best way to do it is right here on the Manatee Queen. If you go up Beach Road, all you're going to see are guardhouses and trees. This is a unique time in the real estate market, and there's no one I'd rather talk to about it than this man, Kevin Kent. He's on the board of directors of the Florida Association of Realtors and a local realtor, of course. And you've been in this market for 3 decades.
Almost 30 years in this market. Yes.
You've seen a lot of ups and downs, and this is unique, as a unique time.
You're exactly right. We've been through some rough times in the last 7 years or so with the economic downturn across the United States. Florida was like ground zero for the distressed property market.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and but we recovered from that, and our area really kind of overcorrected to the downside when we went through the economic downturn, and there were a lot of people really struggling for a long time. And as we've come back out of that, there's been a lot of potential for upward appreciation for people in this market. And a lot of people are coming in and buying investment properties. There's a lot of first-time home buyers back in the marketplace. The mortgage markets have opened up for them again. They've got opportunities to get mortgages again where it got really tight for a while. And so there's just a lot of activity across the board, because we've still got a lot of upward potential to even get back to where we were.
And when I say this is a unique time in the business, it's not only a good time to sell because some of the market has recovered in terms of the prices of homes, but mortgage rates are still so low.
They are. It's like the stars are all aligning or something, because for sellers there was a pent-up demand of sellers that needed to sell, but they were so upside down in their properties and they didn't want to go through the short sales or bankruptcy and have their credit damaged. So they've hung on and they've waited through this process. And now our values have recovered to where a lot of those sellers can make the decisions to move on in their lives with what they want to do.
They may not make a huge profit, but
exactly.
They're getting better.
Yes, sir. Yeah, very much. So it's a very good time. And like you said, for buyers, mortgage rates are still at all-time lows, and it's just a phenomenal time for buyers and sellers right now in the South Florida real estate market.
It frustrates me when I see a headline in the newspaper that says mortgage rates edging up. Well, they may be edging up fractionally, but they're still around 4%,
Absolutely.
4.25%. It's awesome.
Yes, sir. It's the best time it could possibly be in my mind. The consumer confidence for our area is at all-time highs, and so it's an excellent time for the sellers to take advantage of the buyer confidence in the market right now to get the dollars that they've been looking for their properties. And it's a great time for buyers because there's some inventory coming back into the market where it was very, very slim before, slim pickings for inventory. we've got some inventory coming back in, and buyers are ready.
And it looks like things are going to stay steady for a while, but who knows how long.
We don't have a crystal ball.
Yeah.
The projections are great into 2015 right now, and right now is the time to capitalize on that.
Kevin Kent, thanks for your insights and your perspective on the real estate
Thank you,
market.
Kurt. Thanks for having me.
We'll have you back.
All right.
More to come. Please stick around.
Closed captioning is brought to you by the Kravis Center for the Performing Arts.
The legacy that has been created by the International Polo Club Palm Beach is back. The anticipation of thoroughbreds charging down the field, the solid click of mallet on ball, the pop of a champagne cork, and the excited revelry of thousands. Experience the unparalleled glamour and competition this season. Purchase tickets to a match today at internationalpoloclub.com or call 561-204-5687.
The Kravis Center presenting Camille A. Brown and Dancers Black Girl. Saturday and Sunday, February 14th and 15th at 7:30 p.m. Through gutsy dance moves, spellbinding imagery, high theatricality, and virtuosic musicality, this company depicts the complexities of carving out a positive identity as a black female in urban American culture. Camille A. Brown and Dancers Black Girl. February 14th and 15th. Ticket information available through the Kravis Center box office.
We are in Boynton Beach at the Estates of Silverlake. I'm here with community expert and realtor Bob Garrison. Bob, what a community this is.
Thank you, Kurt. We're on one of the most beautiful roads in Palm Beach County, Golf Road, which we share with the Village of Golf, Delray Dunes, and Quail Ridge, all large golf communities. We're a smaller, independent community. We don't have golf, but we do share many of the amenities that the other communities have, including pool, 3 brand new surface tennis courts, and a new refurbished clubhouse.
Now, the Estates of Silverlake are at one end, and then you have a much higher end of it, too.
Yes, we do. We have in Silverlake, the prices of houses run from $250,000 up to $350,000, where our neighbors start at over $350,000 and go up into several million.
And it's all along Gulf Road here, and very affordable.
Very affordable. Very low. We have very low maintenance. Maintenance is only $207 a month. Of course, we don't have the golf course to pay for.
Tell me about the history of this area. When did it start?
This Golf Road was basically built out in the early 80s. All of these units here were built between 1980 and 84. They're different than the other communities, other than golf, the fact that they're a little bit smaller. They run from 1,800 square feet for the 2-bedroom, 2-bath, to up to as much as 2,700 square feet for the 3-bedroom, 3-bath.
And it's plenty of availability of homes for sale, so if you don't find what you want today, there's something tomorrow.
There'll always be something up tomorrow, but inventory is always limited because it is a community where people look, and many of the people living here bought because their neighbors, relatives, friends already live here.
Bob Garrison, thank you. You know, there are 1,000 communities from Vero Beach to Boca Raton, and you can find the perfect community for you, like the Estates of Silverlake, on our website, southfloridahomesandlifestyles.com. If you're like me, when you open up your utility bill every month, you go, we gotta save money here. Oh, here's a guy who can tell us how to save money. Scott Rank. He's the Senior Energy Specialist at Florida Public Utilities Company. Scott, if we have an older home, how do we save money on our utilities?
Well, there's a couple of basic things that it's almost like going back to the fundamentals. You know, if you're able and have easy access to your attic, you may want to take a peek in there at the insulation that's laying on your ceiling, and basically you can measure the depth of that and multiply it times 3 to find out kind of how much insulation you have the way they rate it. You may look at your ductwork, see if there's like a beige colored paint around all the joints to see if the ducts were sealed.
And you mean the ducts may not be sealed?
Yeah, the average existing home, the ducts leak about 25%. So you're blowing 25% of your cooling dollars into the attic. Pretty major.
Any other savings?
There's other things you can do, like upgrading some of the equipment as it fails. In Florida, of course, our biggest utility cost is air conditioning. I wouldn't change out the air conditioning till it dies, but when it does, I would upgrade it to a more efficient model. Same with water heating. If you have natural gas available and go to a natural gas tankless model, you can improve the efficiency of your home quite a bit that way.
Florida Public Utilities, of course, a big provider of natural gas.
Yeah, we are the local distribution company here in this market. We also provide pretty significant conservation rebates when you either convert to natural gas or upgrade your natural gas equipment.
And you can find out more about that by going to our website, southfloridahomesandlifestyles.com. Scott Rank of Florida Public Utilities, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I'm here at Person Hall at Kravis Center in West Palm Beach, and I'm with Tracy Butler. You are the Director of Education at the Kravis Center.
Yes, I am, and I've been here for 15 years and really am so thankful to be here working at the center. We're a nonprofit organization, and our main pillar is about education and providing comprehensive arts education for our community. 2
million school children have been through educational programs here at the Kravis Center.
Yes, we're very proud of that figure, and we also provide transportation for students to get here for field experiences, and every year we spend about $100,000 on that transportation, so it's a significant contribution to make sure those experiences take place.
These are not taxpayer dollars.
No, these are privately funded. A lot of our monies that go into our operations are private and foundation funding. We have a little bit of state funding and as well as corporate sponsorships and those kinds of things.
Now, as part of the activities here, you're meeting educational objectives every time the school children come in the door.
Yes, they are coming in for an experience that is helping to support what the teachers in the classroom are teaching. So they're engaged in an artistic way, and they're also engaged in sort of an educational and academic way.
Such as?
Such as if they were to come here to see a show like Apollo to the Moon that we had earlier this year in our Dreyfus Hall. It was all about the Apollo program and our NASA and one man's sort of journey to become an astronaut. And that particular production really helped to reinforce the earth sciences and astronomy that students are learning in middle school.
And teachers also get an education here as well.
They do. We do offer professional development for teachers through the arts. So we're using arts strategies to teach other subject areas, other academic subject areas. So they're here for Saturday workshops. We also have what we call sort of arts coaching or demonstration teaching in the classroom.
So the children and the teachers are both benefiting from the programs at the Kravis Center.
Yes, and parents. So we do have homeschoolers that come and also private school students. We have a family fair series that parents are welcome to bring their children.
What are the kinds of performances or lectures that the children will see here?
They will see all kinds of theatrical, dance, music performances during the year that are specifically tied to curriculum that they are studying in the classroom. So it's a wonderful experience that is supported by study guides that help prepare students to come to see shows. We have a Lunch and Learn series for adults. We also have a program called the DeGeorge Academy, where we have students that come here and study dance, vocal music, and theater on Saturdays during the year. They receive private coaching for students at our neighborhood Title I schools. So that's a great program. And we have a summer program coming up called the Broadway Artist Intensive, which is for middle school and high school students, freshmen in college as well. It's an audition program, and it's for those students who want to follow a career path in the musical theater.
75,000 students just this year coming through the doors of the Kravis Center. So you may not have come to a performance here, but your child may have. Tracy Butler, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now I'm joined by the Juris Doctor, he knows the stethoscope, Jim Chiaffi, well-known attorney.
Nice
Jim,
to see you, Kurt.
Thanks for being here. Let's talk about some real estate scams that you've seen lately. You see them all.
Oh, unfortunately, an Orlando attorney recently had a real estate closing. He gave the seller a check. She left the office, came back 5 minutes later, said, "I'm sorry, I changed my mind. Would you please wire me the funds?"
Okay.
So he said, "Okay, I'll be happy to accommodate you." Took back the check, wired her the funds, and then 2 weeks later he realized that she had taken a photo with her phone. Many of the banks, you can deposit a check by just taking a photograph, not bringing the check to the bank. She had taken the check photo, deposited it that way, and then he wire transferred it. So he was out that money.
She got paid twice.
She got paid twice.
And it was all with a free app. What other kind of ways can you be scammed through a bank transfer?
Well, I'd like the public to be aware that there are two types of transfers. You can contact your bank to wire transfer funds to an account, or you can actually debit your account through the automatic clearinghouse, where those funds are taken from your account. You tell them to just transfer it to another account. If they do it through an automatic clearinghouse, they actually have the right to withdraw those funds at a later date. So in my particular instance, the funds were sent to my account through an automatic clearinghouse transfer. They were deposited into my trust account at my office, but then a few days later, the person withdrew them without my knowledge. So luckily, my bank alerted me to that fact, but the average person who might be involved in a transaction would not be alerted or might not find out about that and think that they still have those funds in their account.
An automatic clearinghouse is like an open pipe between two accounts, and they can go this way and it can go back.
Very frightening.
Mm-hmm. You told me earlier about a publisher's clearinghouse scam.
Yes.
I know it's not real estate, but I love this.
A lot of people are preying on our seniors in our community, and unfortunately this woman, that client of mine, received this phone call, and they said, "Your husband has won the sweepstakes. Would you like the prize patrol to come to the house, or would you like to come down to Miami and retrieve the check?" And she didn't really want to go through the prize patrol, so she said, "We'll come to Miami and retrieve the check." Well, the person on the phone said, "Well, send us the $250 processing fee, and we'll be happy for you to come to Miami and pick up your check." So she called me, and I said, they've never done that with a $250 processing fee, so don't pay it. They even had a person call and say it was the attorney for the sweepstakes, verifying that was their procedure.
Oh, so the attorney called and said it was okay.
But luckily she didn't send the money, and we knew it was a scam, so we saved her that $250. But they prey on seniors, because a lot of people would be unsuspecting and pay the $250.
So the take-home lesson here, folks, call an attorney.
Yes.
And find out what's happening, really? Jim Chiaffi, Juris Doctor, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Much more coming up. Stay right here.
The Kravis Center presenting Le Ballet Trocadero de Monte Carlo, Friday, February 13th at 8 p.m. It's an all-male ballet company, affectionately known as the Trocs, delicately stuffed into tutus and man-sized ballet shoes, delivering hilarious twists on classic ballet. Their comedic antics of this worldwide phenomenon are outmatched only by their technical prowess. At the Kravis Center, February 13th. Ticket information available through the Kravis Center box office.
At Ibis Golf and Country Club, you can have it all while living in the heart of a lush oasis. Here you'll discover a vibrant lifestyle, including an all-new sports village, fitness center, and luxurious spa. We're the only community in the world to boast 3 Nicholas family-designed golf courses. But what really sets us apart are our members.
Ibis, the place everyone wants to come home
to. We are here at a spectacular site on the Intracoastal Waterway in West Palm Beach with a spectacular swimming pool created by this guy, Larry Rowe of LB Rowe Pools. There was a pool here before, Larry.
Yes, there was, Kurt. Homeowner recently purchased this property, and the pool was going sideways, and they obviously wanted to take advantage of this infinity edge, and so we tore out the old pool and put in a new one for them.
What other features are there in this pool?
Obviously, it's got LED lights, heating, automation, the newest pumps and filters and heaters, which pretty much go with all the pools now.
When you talk about automation, you talk about remote control.
Yes, basically push button from inside the house or from their iPhone or Android, whatever they have. It can work from on the road or here at the house.
Now, when you're pricing out a renovated pool, is it the same as renovating your house, just a little bit extra?
Yeah, pretty much. And a lot of these pools, it's easier to tear the whole pool out than to renovate them. If you want to change or add benches or the equipment, the drains sometimes have to be changed now. So a lot of times it's easier just to tear out the whole pool, and maybe as little as $10,000 more to do that.
And you took advantage of the site here.
Yes, absolutely. When you have a view like here on the Intercoastal in West Palm Beach, you got to show off the water. And I know when you walked in the backyard, you went like, wow. So it's definitely got that factor here. It's a great clean look. And the client here, they picked out some nice stuff. It looks really nice.
LED lighting is important now.
Yeah, it is. And it's just that you can run 5 or 10 lights for the price of what you could run one light before. It's just crazy not to take advantage of it.
So if you're thinking about renovating the pool, what are you thinking about? What sort of factors?
Obviously the look. A lot of people like to change the old deck to the new. But doing that, you have to upgrade the pumps, the plumbing. So there's some costs incurred in that. But overall, it's mainly the look.
It is spectacular, Larry Rowe. This is a great place. Why does my homeowner's insurance policy cost more than the guys next door? It's a question I hear every day. And here's a man who should know the answer to that, John Senna. He is the Vice President of the Independent Insurance Agents of Palm Beach County. John, why would my homeowner's insurance cost more than the guy next door?
Honestly, it could be a number of variables that are affecting your insurance rate compared to your neighbor's. It could be the age of your roof. Your neighbor could have a newer roof, you could have an older roof. It could be he has an alarm system, you don't have an alarm system. It could be he has a brick house, you have a house made of wood. And there's a number of other considerations. It could be that you've had claims and he hasn't had any claims.
And those affect your insurance rate?
Very much so.
Oh. So how does an insurance company determine the risk?
They look at all those factors, some of those factors that we've described, amongst others. How close are you to the ocean in Florida? Obviously, that may be a concern to some companies, not to all. Some companies, in fact, actually prefer to write houses that are near the ocean. Other companies would prefer that your house be further away from the ocean. They also look at your claims history. They'll look at, obviously, as it is in any other part of the country, the square footage of your house. What are your contents? They want to know, do you have a swimming pool? You don't have a swimming pool. All of those things are considerations.
But if a tree falls on my house, you can't blame me as the homeowner, can you?
Well, no, obviously. Okay. When it comes to something like that, an act of God, they're going to take into consideration that it was caused by nature, whatever the case was. But claims are claims, and they will take into consideration if you have a number of claims compared to, here again, perhaps your neighbor.
Okay. As a homeowner, how do I save money on my homeowner's insurance?
Well, one of the first things you need to do, obviously, and everyone should know this, is you shop around. You try to get the best rate from the best company, and you obviously want to make sure that the coverage is going to be appropriate for yourself. You also, in Florida, we have something called mitigation credits. You hire a company that does this type of inspection, and they'll look for things that can help you to reduce your insurance rates.
Like how your roof is nailed down.
That's one very good example.
Mm-hmm. And so with this mitigation, there are still differences between insurance companies' rates depending on what markets they're going after.
Every company in the marketplace is looking for their niche. And one company's poison, to put it that way, is another company's favorite. And so it is important to shop around with different companies. And one of the best ways, of course, I'm going to say, is through an independent agent, because that's the association that I belong to. Because we represent a lot of different companies, not just a company.
Mm-hmm. And so comparing between the companies is easier through one agent.
It definitely is when you let somebody do the insurance shopping for you.
Okay, John Senna, Vice President of the Independent Insurance Agents of Palm Beach County. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
This is Janine Henryon of Group 1 Mortgage. We're talking about reverse mortgages. How do they work?
Curt, a reverse mortgage is for seniors only 62 years of age or greater, and it enables them to utilize the equity in their home for a more vibrant lifestyle.
Rather than taking the equity out of their home by selling it.
Correct. The key here, if it's used for an existing home, is to enable them to stay in their home and improve their cash flow.
Is this a complicated process?
It does not have to be complicated at all, but the government is very concerned with seniors not being taken advantage of, and it will be required that they go through an independent third-party counseling session.
Tell me about the experiences you've had with reverse mortgages.
Oh, it's changed lives. You know, for people who are very fit and very healthy but don't have the income or cash flow to continue making a mortgage payment, or you know, sometimes the homes are owned free and clear, they've been faced with selling the home, moving in with family because they can't really afford a housing expense otherwise, whether it's renting or buying another home. It enables them to stay in their existing home, enjoy the surroundings that they're used to, and live a higher quality life, take vacations, not have to worry about where their money for milk and eggs are coming from, etc.
And if they want to know more, call you?
Absolutely.
Reverse mortgages, it might be for you. Or call Janine Henry on a Group 1.
Don't go away. We'll be right back.
The Kravis Center presenting Le Ballet Trocadero de Monte Carlo, Friday, February 13th at 8 p.m. It's an all-male ballet company, affectionately known as the Trocs, delicately stuffed into tutus and man-sized ballet shoes, delivering hilarious twists on classic ballet. Their comedic antics of this worldwide phenomenon are outmatched only by their technical prowess. At the Kravis Center, February 13th. Ticket information available through the Kravis Center box office.
At Ibis Golf and Country Club, you can have it all while living in the heart of a lush oasis. Here you'll discover a vibrant lifestyle, including an all-new sports village, fitness center, and luxurious spa. We're the only community in the world to boast 3 Nicholas family-designed golf courses. But what really sets us apart are our members.
Ibis, the place everyone wants to come home to.
SouthFloridaHomesAndLifestyles.com, a great way to search and find area communities based on lifestyles, amenities, and more. Log on today.
So there you are. But before we go, a reminder. Be sure to log on to our website, SouthFloridaHomesAndLifestyles.com, where you'll find some really cool search tools designed to help you find the perfect place to live, plus relocation information, things to do, places to go, expert advice, and more. Thanks for joining us. I'm Curt Fonger. Have a good week.